Again, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm all good, bro. Good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. There's like, do you know what it is? Yeah, I thought after that mad December, I thought we'd come to January and things would calm down. It's got madder than ever, man. 2020 is a madness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, more MCs are getting involved in the war now. You know, it's this war. It's been mad, isn't it?
It's crazy, bruv. So this week, I've counted 5 different war dubs from 5 different MCs that we're going to go over right now. And I want to start with Nolay, her dub for Wiley called Godmother. What do we think of that?
Jeez, like, he drew out the Godmother. You know what? Like, you know, Nolay is not any MC. That's what we're going to... She's not just a female MC. Nolay is top of top. But, yeah, you know what? I don't really know why this occurred. I think it was something to do with an Instagram post that Wiley posted, and Nolay saw it as a bit of a disrespect. And she was throwing out, like, you know, a couple of tweets at Wiley. And I thought that was as far as it was going to go, to be honest. But then, boom, she said she's got a dub coming. She dropped the dub. And you know what? Like, I don't know, man, because it was a warning shot. I don't think it was like the best of Nolay. I think it was just a warning shot to say, look, this is what I can do. But it was hard enough for me that I think Wiley had to reply, but he said he's not going to reply because Nolay's a female. But see, I don't agree with that. You know what I mean? I don't think Nolay's just a female MC. I think she's up there with any of the males of today. You know what I mean?
No, I agree with you. Like on you know, when it comes to lyrics and everything and all of that, there's nothing separating them. But what I would say, it is a sticky one for Wiley, innit? Because, like, someone's tweeted it and put it a lot better than I'm about to. But, like, the fact that, you know, with Wiley, yeah, he can't say anything. It's really dangerous. If he was to make a war dub about he would have to be, like, treading on eggshells, the thing he says. Otherwise, he's going to get ripped apart by all the SJWs, by everyone. Do you know what I mean? And that is not worth it. So that's my first reaction to why Wiley isn't replying. I think, you know, obviously, I'm the first one to have a go at an MC for not replying, and I think Wiley is capable of doing a dub without, you know, crossing any lines like that in that way, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, the content was mad. Nolay said a lot. There's a lot of, you know, she touched on some like controversial sort of subjects in grime, some really some stuff that probably did need to be said, kind of blaming Wiley for it, you know, that's interesting. But yeah, it was really good, and like you said, she really showcased what she's capable of. And Godmother as well, that, you know, the title and everything, there's a lot in that.
Yeah, but you know what, you know, the thing is, like, you mentioned the SJWs and that, but see, personally, I feel like Nolay's a grime artist, you know, and she can do other bits as well. And I think Nolay knows that if she's going to send shots at Wiley, she can hold shots back, regardless of what he said. I don't think Nolay's in, like, you know, she's smart enough to know that if Wiley was to reply and say, you know, just for instance, Wiley called her a sket. Yeah. I don't think Nolay's going to make that bigger issue of it, but I can understand what you're saying about the SJWs and the female fans, and they're going to say, see, like, you can't make a dub without calling a woman a sket or whatever. So I understand from that point of view, but I also understand Nolay would say things and expect things to be said back to her as well. But like you said, it's a sticky one for Wiley. It puts him in the corner, innit, really?
Exactly. I do agree with you in the fact that I think Nolay, whatever Wiley would say, you know, that as an example, like, I think, you know, I think she would just take it on the chin and then use it as ammunition for the next war dub. But it is the internet age and everything. Maybe if this is, you know, a certain amount of time ago on radio or something, you can sort of you'd have got away with it. But this is it. It's kind of like the whole I mean, I hate like to scratch on these social issues and that, but like the whole you don't hit women back and all that sort of thing as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that kind of Wiley's old school as well. Do you know what I mean? I don't know, man. I think, but like I said, I think he is capable. We know how good Wiley is, and I think he is a good enough lyricist so that he could write 96 bars without, but it's the ball is in his. It is what it is, man. Obviously, he's not going to reply, and for fairly obvious reasons. I think it's fair to say, but I don't know,
I'd like to hear him reply, though. I really would.
I think she deserves a reply as well.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It'd be a really, really good war. Like, no two ways about it. You know what I mean? Like, she's, like I said, Nolay's just, she's top level, simple as. You know what I mean? When it comes to female MCs in the game, there's no one better for me than Nolay.
Yeah, she's up there for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then moving swiftly on to Funky D. Verdict: he sent for a bagger, man. So he sent for Karaoke, Kozzy, Jendor, Shadow, RD, and Afghan Dan. Produced by Contagious. I just want to say right away, that beat was mad.
Yeah,
that instrumental was sick. Do you know what it is? Yeah,
crazy.
And there's a couple other more that we're going to get onto, but like how much a beat can just make a dub like 100 times better. Do you know what I mean? Like even, do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, what do we think of this then? He sent shots all over the gaff.
Yeah. Karaoke's Yizzy, innit? That's what he calls Yizzy. Oh man, I don't know what to say, because he went at guys like who weren't even involved in it. You know what I mean? RD, Jendor. Like these guys haven't actually tweeted anything to do with the war. They're not making any sort of tweets regarding it. And Funky D being Funky D, like the guy like he is, he's just come out of nowhere and just bam, 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 5 shots at all these guys. And we heard the Jendor reply, which was fire. You know what I mean?
Sick.
That is Jendor, in it. Like, let's be honest, one of the biggest names in the scene today. Like, always has been. But I think RD said that he's gonna reply. I'm not too sure if I read that correct or not. But yeah, that was a very good dub from Funky, because like you said, he went at least 5-6 different guys, and I wouldn't have bothered replying, sending for Afghan Dan, because like, it's not levels. But you know what I mean?
You just said for him there, bro. Fucking hell.
Bro, Afghan Dan, don't send no bars at me, because you ain't getting a reply, bro. But no, Funky D, man, like, I just love his character, you know what I mean? He's just
You're a big fan of him, aren't you?
Yeah, he's so, like, people say, oh, Funky D, like, like funky MC and that, but he's not, man. That's Firma D, you know what I mean? That's Firma D from South. He ain't no any guy, come on.
No, I agree, and you know what as well, something like I think is worth pointing out about all this, especially with Jendor being involved, because we're seeing on Twitter as well, Funky D sort of like he's doing what a lot of MCs aren't doing, and publicly backing Dot Rotten. There's sort of like a little alliance going there, which is really interesting, and it's also worth remembering that way before P Money and Dot Rotten clashed, Jendor was the first member of OGs to make a war dub for Dot Rotten. Yeah. So there's kind of a bit of 4D chess going on in this as well, because you've got Funky D, he's bigging up Dot Rotten a lot. And who knows where this could go, really, if Dot Rotten, because it seems like I don't know, it would sound stupid of me to say Dot Rotten hasn't noticed any of this, but do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot going on here that, that could really blow up. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the maddest thing is that Dot kicked off this whole little war season, right? Exactly. He kicked it all off, and he's had like Wiley, Afghan Dan, Rival. That's another scent that come out this week, by the way. Rival twice, and he's had all these guys sent for him. SBK, Donnie, and
Dizzee.
He's just like, he's loving it, you know what I mean? Like, Dot seems to be, at the moment, Dot seems to be in his element. And like you said, he's got, Funky D is publicly backing him as well. Like, and I just think, like you said, there could be a lot more, like, war to come. And I don't mean physically, I mean, like, vocally.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? Lyrical war. to come, because obviously we've had the Gender reply. Hopefully Funky D will reply to Gender, and that will rumble on for a little bit. But I think there's a lot of respect there, because like Funky D even said that he didn't expect Gender to send back. He thought that he was going to send and Gender would leave it, but now Gender's replied and he's like, whoa, you know what I mean? Cause,
and Gender's old school as well, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, OGs and all that.
Yeah. It's electric at the moment. A lot of fans, like, they're not really with it because they think that they're just sending for sending's sake. But me, like, this Grime was like all about world dubs back in the day, and it's nice to hear him again after a little while, isn't it?
Exactly, and just because it's not like just because it's not Stormzy or Wiley or whatever, like a like an international level kind of name, doesn't make it any less levels. Do you know what I mean? If anything, some of these dubs and the things that are being said, they're better than anything like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, people need to like, because I'm seeing some of the views on these, and they're just scraping past 1,000, etc. Do you know what I mean? Like these people need to take notice of these MCs more. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's because they're being what Grime is about, innit? At currently, they're being
exactly.
So yeah, man, like proper enjoying this at the moment.
That's right. And there was one more dub I wanted to mention. Donnie sent for SBK. Now this is a really interesting one because obviously, like his dub was mad. So first of all, he spat on an SBK instrumental, which was quite funny.
Yeah.
And he's got beef with SBK because, SBK's proclaimed himself like the Prince of Grime and all that. And same things about Dot Ron. And then Donnie's calling him a hypocrite because of how SBK is, sort of reacting to Donnie. So he's blocked him on the Twitter and the Instagram. Strange move. What do you think of all of this?
Well, first off, I'm going to start off by saying I believe SBK is the Prince of Grime. Like,
yeah.
Nothing against Donnie or anything. He's a good MC. I heard he send, and it was a good send. You know what I mean? But I've just seen a few tweets on SBK, and he's sort of like backing away from the war now. Like, he's done it. He sent his dubs. Now he wants to get back onto making music and releasing music. So, but yeah, Donnie, it was a very good send. I'm not taking nothing away from Donnie. It was a very, very good send. He's a hard MC. Like, I haven't heard much about him in the past, but I'm really taking notice of him now because he showcased what he's about as well, and that's what it's all about, really, isn't it?
Exactly, and he's gone for Dot Rotten.
Yeah.
He's going for SBK. I think, do you know what it is though? Like, you're right about SBK sort of backing away from all of it now. But if you ask him for smoke, you've got to get your gas mask on and like get with it. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you do get that, you do get a war coming your way. It doesn't matter who it is. If it's levels, then you've got to treat it with the respect as if it was anyone else. Do you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, definitely. I mean, look, when we go back to the war that happened like about 8 years ago or so, I can't exactly remember when. We had the MC Proton, and I didn't know nothing about Proton, but he dropped these 2 war dubs, and they was just levels. Like they was the best war dubs that come out at them time. I mean, this was when there was the producer class was going on with everyone, and you had the MCs were going at everyone, and then flipping Proton, he dropped them 2 dubs, and he got himself heard, and he got himself more known, and then he featured on Lord of the Mics. All right, it went a bit left because he clashed reels, and he got destroyed. But like, I'm not gonna lie, everyone knows it. You know what I mean? You only have to watch the DVD, but you know what I mean? He put his name out there, and he started making waves off the back of it. And like, I hope this happens to all the young MCs that are doing it now, like Donnie, SBK. I hope. Well, SBK's already out there, but guys like Donnie, and I heard her send from a guy called RGG Tech, where he sent for SBK as well, which was an excellent send. And I'm hoping that people hear these guys and start saying, "Right, these guys are levels. Like, we could do something with these guys." And you know what I mean? That's what it's all about at the end of the day, man.
Exactly, and I think that's the thing about Grime as well. Like, the fact that it doesn't matter how many numbers you've got or whatever, like how many followers you've got, whatever, or your clout or whatever. Like if you're levels, then that's it. That you should nothing else should cloud your judgment. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, exactly.
That's a great example you used about Proton. And there are so many people that have made their name through clashing. Like, you don't have to look. Even the biggest names, some of them, like they first got noticed, you know, through like you could say obviously Bugsy Malone, no one heard of him before he was before he, you know, before Chip sent for him, before that clash. Got people like, I don't know, even P Money, you could say, like when he was warring Gets, that really blew him up. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, man, and it's funny because in both of those dubs they are mentioned, like in P Money Gets, because it was like 10 years ago, it was about the MySpace followers or viewers, and then you know, Bugsy Malone and Chip, that was about Instagram followers and all this sort of thing. So even it's stamped throughout all of these war dubs that no matter what your numbers are, if your levels, then you should get treated with that respect. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly that.
But yeah, there was a lot of music that came out this week that wasn't war dubs, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And I want to start with Mercston's album Top Tier, mate.
The track Top Tier is just with Gets and Devlin. That just makes the whole, like, just that track alone makes that a sick album. Just that, but it is a very sick release. Like it's I can't put, like, it's probably my favorite release of 2020 so far. And
I think I'd agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and that's hard to say because I really did enjoy Little D's release. But yeah, it's just it got the right features on there, the right productions. I mean, it's just a massive release. If you ain't heard it, I suggest everyone go on the Spotify or whatever streaming platform you use and go and listen to that because it's an excellent release.
Yeah, it's sick. And yeah, like, this is the thing, Mercston, obviously, like, movement and all that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and it's one of those, and I've noticed this with all members of the movement, really, especially, you know, Gets, Devlin, Wretch, you know, whenever they drop a project, it's never going to be 100% grime. You can't, these guys are so talented. And it's funny because all members of the movement are like this. They're never like, they never do what they excel at everything they do. And every project they do, there will be elements of everything in it. Do you know what I mean? Like, they'll go and do all sorts of stuff. And this album's a great example of that. And you can hear any Gets album, any Devlin album, and you'll hear the same stuff in that way, that just the variety and the versatility that they show. But yeah, man, I mean, for me, some of my favorite tracks, you already mentioned Top Tier, the track Devlin and Gets, the music video and everything, that was sick. I'm never going to get tired of hearing Devlin and Gets, like, on a track together. Two of the best of all time, man. I like T's and C's as well, with Geordie and Pep. There's some hard features there. Fortitude near the end of the album, I really like that one. But yeah, focusing on Top Tier on that track, because obviously that's the one everyone's talking about, isn't it?
Yeah.
The verses, man, like, Gets, Devlin, like, it's so sick. All the old school sort of throwbacks, the clips you heard in it as well, like, it was so sick. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Class of Danger, do you know what I mean, as well? Yeah,
I can see the comparison. Definitely can see the comparison there. But that's the thing, you know, like, I didn't expect any less. You know what I mean? I know that obviously we haven't heard a great deal from Mercston in recent times, but I just knew that as soon as he was going to drop something, he was going to drop something fire. So it's a very
I agree with that. Yeah, he's high expectations with him, and he delivered, didn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, and everyone's talking about Gets' verse, rightly so, because he's levels. And did you see the rant he was having on Twitter as well about, like, oh, you're back, like, no, you never.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, man? Like, people is like, it's about Gets of all people as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
but he's fully correct, though, because when you listen, like, Class of Danger, his verse on that was fire. Then he had Where Do We Come From with D Double, fire. Legends Don't Die, one of the best tracks of the last year. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So,
he done a track with Ocean Wisdom as well.
It's like, what you.
He done a track on Top Boy as well.
He's been levels from early. I mean, there was a period when I was speaking to Grime fans, and not one of them didn't have Gets as their favorite MC. Do you know what I mean? Like, Gets is like, he was at a point everybody's favorite MC. Like, and he's been there from day one, and he's been doing it. His levels haven't dropped. He's got better. So what are they talking about? I don't get it myself.
And then you could feel the frustration and gets his like rant he was going there.
But I get frustrated, and I'm just a fan. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
it's mocking it, really, isn't it?
exactly. Like, what are you talking about, man?
Exactly. And obviously Devlin goes in as well, man. They're both like, I think Getz and Devlin, they've got to be in anyone's top 5 for sure. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think when it comes in terms of MCs that work together on the track, I don't think you could get better than Getz and Devlin. You know what I mean? Like, Dealers was massive back in the day. The track Dealers, and yeah, man, it's just mad.
yeah, man, they're both sick. Like, and that whole crew as well. I mean, it wouldn't be much of a stretch to say, I think, that like the movement might be maybe the best grime crew of all time. Like, obviously, I think like talent. I think just based on pure talent. On pure talent, and you go on all their individual, everything they've all done, like all members of that crew. Like,
there's an argument for them having the best releases as like individuals than any other crew.
Yeah, and also the fact they've been going for so long as well. They're still together. Just, you know, they've been a crew since 15 years at least. You know what I mean? So that in itself is impressive. You've seen the amount of crews that haven't stood the test of time. Do you know what I mean? Like, for one reason or another. But yeah, man.
It's just, yeah, man. Mad.
Brilliant. Yeah, 100%. Everyone go listen to that. Also, another project we had from Novelist that dropped on Monday. Yeah, again, another hard project.
Yeah, I haven't actually listened all the way through yet. I know it's not like a great deal of tracks, but yeah, what I have heard is it's just typical Novelist, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like, what can you say? Like, every time he drops something, it seems to get better with every release. And you know what I mean? Novelist is still young as well, so he's still got plenty of time. You know what? We're gonna look back on him in 10 years time, when we're gonna be like, raw, like Novelist was dropping fire from young, and he's gonna be one of the biggest UK artists in 10 years. Simple, easy as.
No, I couldn't agree with you more there. This is more like an experimental sort of project as well. So he's gone in like, someone described it perfectly when it was like, someone said this is like if Dre grew up on Deja. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that was the perfect description.
That is perfect. That really is.
It's spot on, isn't it? And I think that can only be a testament to Novelist's ability there, because if I'm not mistaken, he produced all of it as well.
Yeah, I did actually.
And yeah, man, like, yeah, really sick. And then yeah, we had a bag of singles as well. Obviously, P Money dropped the first lead single from his project that he's doing with Silencer. This is called The Calling. And he was doing a little like thing with SBTV as well, which I really like, with Jamal Edwards and all of that, like about apprentices and stuff. Mm-hmm. Really sick, man. Big up P Money, because he puts in the work, and he's trying to he's trying to just give everyone the blueprint of how to succeed. And he's been doing this for a long time. Like, he's giving everyone the blueprint. And if anyone wants to make it, just look at what P Money's doing. You follow what he says, you know what I'm saying? And like, even this whole like, what more can a man do? Do you know what I mean? To like show an MC where to go.
Exactly. And that's the thing with P as well. He comes from such a good space as well when he do. It's not egotistical. It's not like, I'm at the top of the tree, so listen to me. It's just friendly. It's just advice. And yeah, like you said, man, it's just P being P, innit? Like, what more can you say, really? You know
exactly. I mean? Yeah. Do you know as well? You touched on that. P Money. He's a humble guy. Do you know what I mean? I love P Money. I remember back in 2017. I think it was just after the dust had settled on the Dot Rotten beef. Maybe it was during it, actually. I remember my mate, he was trying to like he was getting in some like little beef in it, and he wanted to make a diss track and all that because of all this that was going on in music. And and actually, I remember DMing P Money, and I was like, "Oh, you got any advice and stuff?" And he was like, and he fully like banged out a paragraph to me like about like the strategies he uses and stuff. And I told my mate, and it's like the sickest thing, man. Like, P Money's always showing love to his supporters, and you know, even when he did that his album release show last year, all of that, like he's one of the safest dons like ever, like not just in music, like full stop. Do you know what I mean?
I think that's what sets him apart from a lot of other MCs, is that he's so humble and he's so willing to talk to fans, and not like I'm not insulting other MCs, but a lot of them ain't like you
Yeah.
you'll tweet them and they'll just like ignore it. Whereas P, if he feels like he wants to reply, he will reply. You know what I mean? There's no like he ain't got a braggadocious attitude. You know what I mean? He's humble, innit?
Exactly, and yeah, everyone does definitely like have a listen to this project.
Yeah,
this single is sick, and
going back to the single, that's just whetted my appetite for the actual EP because like just the combination of Teddy and P works so perfectly. I mean, we've heard it so many times, and the fact that they're working on the EP together just gasses me as a fan. Like I'm just like, whoa, you know what I mean? I can't wait.
Exactly, that is one of the great partnerships in grime, and that's like your Rude Kid Gets, like
Wiley
Z Dot and all of that. Do you know what I mean? Like, and actually speaking of Wiley and Z Dot, they also dropped a single, Quick to Forget. Obviously, they kind of did this in December, but now it's officially out and everywhere. It's been recorded properly, and it sounds sick, man. Like, really enjoyed that one.
Yeah. That's one of the better releases that Wiley's dropped within the last month as well, to be honest. Like, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, definitely. Wiley's been on fire, man.
I don't know if it's the war or what, but Wiley seems to be like proper Wiley again, you know what I mean? We're getting hard music. We're getting the banter. We're getting the... He's actually appearing in videos. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what's got into him?
Bruv, he even showed up for an interview on that boxing channel as well. We're going to talk about that later, though.
All we've got left now is Wiley actually turning up to a rave.
Man. That's it. It's the end times, man.
Yeah. Armageddon.
Yeah, man. We've got Wiley's half brother Cadell. He dropped a single as well, Rules of Survival.
Cold.
Yeah, man.
Probably like in terms of singles or tracks, that's probably my favorite one of 2020 so far. Yeah, man. You know what? I love Cadell's music. You know what I mean? Like, I think people should stop looking at him as Wiley's little brother and start looking at him as Cadell. I screamed it so long. You know what I mean? Like, the guy is a fire MC. He's in his own lane as well. It would be so easy for him to live off the name like Wiley. You know what I mean? But he doesn't. He works in his own lane. He does his own style of grime. He does his own style of music, and it's just like, come on, man. The guy's fire. You know what I mean? I love his music.
No, I couldn't agree more. He's one of the best MCs going. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is it. And people always use that with as a stick to beat Wiley with. I've heard it in so many war dubs against Wiley. Why didn't you bring through? But they've obviously had this agreement. They have done tracks together, by the way. And the fact that Cadell, like you said, he's not dying off Wiley's success or anything. He's not like, do you know what I'm saying? He's like his own. He's his own man. Do you know what I'm saying? He's doing his own thing, and he doesn't need Wiley to prop him up. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's a credit to him. Do you know what I mean? Like, they have done tunes together, they have done stuff. Like, but you know, he's not like relied on anything. He's just done his own thing, and he's beating his own path. And I think he's a really sick MC, and I agree with you, man. Like, yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah. That's all testament to him as well, because he's like, you know, he's young as well, so. People just start looking at him as Cadell and not as Wiley's little brother. I beg.
Exactly. And the concept of this track was interesting as well, because it was a similar sort of theme to P Money's one, The Calling, as well. Like the fact that it was kind of, you know, just talking about like the kind of the graft you have to put in for music and all of that. The content was really good as well. It was like similar sort of theme, like telling people how it's done and all that sort of thing. Like, I did enjoy that one.
See, that's the thing, going back to it as well, he's talking about graft, so he's actually put in the graft. He hasn't just come and said, oh, you're my brother, put me in studio or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't get why people just don't take him in a bit more as Cadell. Like, it's just it annoys me.
Exactly. And do you know what? This is just a side thing, like the fact that like everyone uses this as a stick to beat Wiley with, but I've never heard anyone mention Godfather 2. Like, I love it, like we love Wiley, but like Godfather 2 was such like a flop. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it did flop.
It had like, it was a decent album, but like, mate, like after Godfather and then like obviously everyone's gassed for Godfather 3, which I have no doubt is going to be one of the best albums, like full stop. Do you know what I'm saying? But like Godfather 2, like everyone's just forgot about that. If I was going to send for Wiley, which I would obviously never do, I'll be mentioning that a lot. I don't know why people don't do that, but yeah, man, that's just a side thing anyway. Yeah, a few more releases we've had. So Manga, he's made a track and featured on one. So we'll go for the single he done, Don't Hold Your Breath. I mean, yeah, it's just Manga, innit?
That's what more can you say? This Manga, like, he's effortless flow. His flow seems, like, when I listen to Manga, his flow seems so laid back. I don't know if you, like, it's sort of like effortless for him to flow.
I know what you're saying. He makes it look easy, innit?
Yeah, like it's so effortless. Like he can't be bothered. You know what I mean? But it's fire at the same time. It's so effortless. It's just like, you know what I mean? Like I love it. You know what I mean? I love his flow because he makes it look so easy.
Yeah, man. he murked his feature as well on the on Tech That with Audio Slugs and SBK as well.
SBK, yeah.
Is this the first time Audio Slugs has done vocal as well? Because he was sick, bro.
I actually don't know, but
I'm a big fan of all these producers doing vocals now. Do you know what I mean? Phil Forgears as well, obviously. Like,
yeah, we've got Teaser as well. He's starting to spit a bit more as well, and yeah, man, I'm all for it because, I'm more of a vocal side of grime than the instrumental side of grime. So to hear my favorite producers actually spitting as well, it's like, whoa.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I think grime. It's obviously difficult to say this, but like I think grime more than any other genre, like the beats are just so essential to every track. Do you know what I'm saying? To the whole genre, everything about it. Like,
yeah, producers are definitely overlooked too much as well.
Yeah, 100%, definitely undersold, and I think what I like about grime as well is with a lot of these instrumentals, like especially the classic ones, you'll be able to hear 2 or 3 different MCs, do their own vocal of it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you'll hear a track and I could use a number of examples. Do you know what I mean? Like and you get the old school ones, like let's say Rude Kid One Take, for example. You've heard Get, Stormzy, Wiley all on that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, or Z Dot, like he's had a few like where. Like Gully, Z. Gully, like you've had Bugsy Malone, you've had JK on that, you've had bare people. Like I really like that about grime, how you'll get MCs and they'll all have a go on a different beat, and you can go, wow, like you can compare. Do you know what I'm saying?
And the good thing is you actually don't get bored of the actual beat when you hear like say, do you remember the Woo Rhythm when everyone done their version? And it wasn't boring, you know what I mean? Like you could drop a whole album of different versions and you wouldn't get bored of it. You know what I mean? And that's testament to the producers and the MCs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, spot on, man. That's what I'm saying. Like the it's so important, all of these. And as well, speaking of instrumentals, we had an instrumental EP.
Oh, mate, Big E-D, love him.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Love him, man. From back in the day, Frontline is one of the biggest.
Oh, mate.
Right, like the D double vocal and everything. Like I was really like. I've been waiting for new music from Big E-D for the past 12 years at least. You know what I mean? I've got all his vinyl. He was arguably my favorite producer back then. You know what I mean? And then I've just been waiting for new music, and he never let me down with this EP. I saw him tweet that he was a bit nervous to release it. And I just thought, how can you be nervous when you're actually a legend? You know what I mean? To me, you're a legend. And
yeah, man.
I copped it as well. I bought it to support. I bought it, and it's just fire. The instrumental Jaffa, that is just so that it's the levels are so high, and it's like, mate, like that's for me the arguably gonna be the best instrumental release of the year. I'm saying it early. You know,
man, that's a big statement, And do you know what I'm saying? Like the thing about Big E-D as well is the fact that like his instrumentals are one of them you can actually like you don't even like need vote. You can enjoy his you can like jam to his like instrumentals the same way that you could like a track with vocals on it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
it's,
it's just
do
massive.
you know what I'm saying? It gets you like almost, if you know what I'm saying, like gets your brain going. Do you know what I mean? Like you're listening to it, you're like, yeah, you know, like I don't know.
Jaffa is as good as instrumental as you'll hear this year. Just Jaffa on its own is worth buying the EP. Like, and I'll suggest everyone to buy it. But if not, at least go stream it. If you're a fan of instrumentals, you won't go wrong with this EP. Trust me, it's everything you want to hear.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I love it, man. Trust me, I love it. I've been rinsing it since I caught it as well.
Who could you see spitting on that?
What Jaffa? I see a sort of MC like Jams on that. To be honest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could hear Jams on that, and I think Jams will do it justice as well. But you know what I mean? That if he's gonna like drop a vocal off that, it's got to be a big MC. I don't want to hear any guy on that.
Yeah, I get you
You
saying.
know what I mean? Respect it.
Yeah, man. One more single I wanted to mention. Funky D. He done a track called Run. He used some of his bars from his Lord of the Mics. Cash. Yeah, man. That was sick as well. Had to get that in.
Yeah, definitely. Like, just go it when we talk about music. Go and stream all of them and form your own opinion, because you know they're all, to me, I love them all in it because I'm a big Grime fan. But make your own opinions and go and stream them.
No, exactly, and we do our best to always share the latest music on the Twitter. So
yeah, exactly. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, like we're always like everything we talk about, we've retweeted it at some point. We've given we've given listeners a chance to, like in fact this week I actually made a whole thread of like all the new releases as much as I could, the new releases coming out. So like we're doing our best to like we're not talking about anything that we haven't shared before. Do you know what I'm saying? So.
Also, there's another 2 releases I just want to talk about, singles or tracks. Bobby Strider dropped one, produced by my guy Looms, and Razor dropped Lad, produced by my guy Solemn. Check them both out, like fire tracks, fire productions. But yeah, check them out as well.
But yeah, man, then a few other things. So Yizzy, he has teased a war dub. I don't know if you saw the video.
Yeah.
It's on the beat from Fire in the Booth from the Movement. Yeah. Really hard instrumental, the bars. So like, and he said he'll drop it early so it's gonna come out in January. So it'll be out by the next time we record, which is great. But. What do we reckon? Who's that aimed at? Because I'm not going to lie, I've got no idea. Because he's saying he's over 30, I think that's right, and then saying it was someone that called him an industry plant. I don't know who that could be. Is that Dot Rotten or I don't know?
You know what? The thing is, it could literally be anyone because so many people have had something to say about Yizzy within the past.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It could be Jammer, actually. Now I think about it.
Since the whole cat thing come out, like how you catted these bars from Midlands MCs. A lot of people have had a lot of things to say about Yizzy. Like personally, I'm not involved in it. You know what I mean? Like it's been done. It's over. But a lot of people, obviously, MCs still find it disrespectful what he done and that. So it could literally be anyone. Me personally, I'd say Funky D because Funky D has been saying a lot on Twitter.
Is Funky D that old though? Is he?
I'm actually not sure. Over 30? Oh, I don't know.
I thought he's younger than that.
If you're gonna say over 30s, then I might side with you and say Jammer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
like you say, yeah, it could be. It's an interesting one, man, because he's.
Excuse me.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm looking forward to seeing who that is. Like Yizzy jumping into war, I believe it will be his first sort of battle as well. I think he should go at SBK though as well, because SBK fired shots at him. Is that right? It was SBK, wasn't it?
Yeah, SBK's fine. On the
and
match.
And they're a similar age. They're similar kind of similar, place in their journey in the game. I think that'd be a really interesting one if those two went at each other. But yeah, obviously Yizzy's going for a big name here.
Yeah, Yizzy's. Do you know what I like Yizzy? You know what I mean? I know he done wrong. He man. The bars. Like I'm not gonna make no excuse for him. Like we said weeks ago.
We spoke about this at the time.
Yeah. Like he done it. He's done that. He should have apologized, yes, but to me, it's done now. He's putting enough work and graft in it since that happened. I think it should be left in the past, but obviously MCs ain't gonna see it like that because to them it's like, you know, it's a sin, innit? So
Grimehead's got a long memory for that sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And we all know in Grime that they don't forget anything. You know what I mean? So exactly. But I mean, it'd be interesting to see who he actually censor.
Yeah, man. Yizzy's mate as well, Dizzee Rascal. He done a tune, yeah, and like, man, Dizzee just needs to like just sort of bite the bullet and just get back into Grime and make a war dub for Wiley. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm seeing like, I was kind of like, everyone was saying like during this whole like Wiley Stormzy Dot Run all this thing, yeah. Like everyone was saying, oh, where's Chip, where's Big H, etc. No one was saying like, where's Dizzee, man? Like, is Dizzee actually kind of this far gone where people don't even bring him up in these conversations anymore?
I actually think he is. I actually think that people no longer care. To be honest,
sad, man. Do you know what I mean? Like he's just going from, I don't know, like he doesn't bang like he used to, man. Like the stuff he's going on. The guy should just go back to his roots, yeah. Go back to Grime, yeah. Like what he did with the Pagans EP, for example, yeah. I know I'm pretty sure he's got an album dropping this year anyway, which is sick. But like, it's war season. Grime is in a great place right now. Like that's where all the attention is at right now. Why not just like give the fans what they want, give the people what they want, yeah, and just go at Wiley. Do you know what I mean? Like Wiley's asking for it. That you got plenty of ammo on him. Why not, man? Or if you don't want to war him, do a tune with him. Do something, man. Just like every time Dizzee is interviewed or whatever, it's always Wiley, blah blah blah. And I know he hates it. And
there's a lot of history there between them two, innit? So it's, you know what I mean, that's their thing, man. That's Wiley and Dizzee. They've always had that as well, you know what I mean? It goes back so far. You know what I mean? So like, I'd love to see Dizzee back in Grime. Like you said, the Pagans EP, do something like that. I'd love to see it. But to be honest, I don't really check for Dizzee that much anymore these days. Like, he went from arguably one of the most important people in Grime alongside Wiley to a guy that a lot of fans no longer really listen to because they're expecting tracks with guys like Robbie Williams and that, you know what I mean? And it's not Grime, in it. So a lot of Grime fans are no longer, they respect him for what he done. They respect Boy in the Corner, all his instrumentals that he brought out, because he did bring out some of the biggest rhythms in Grime. Yeah, but today he's not really. They don't really check for him.
It's true, man. But I think there's no reason why he couldn't. I don't know if it's just a pride thing or anything. Obviously, like Dizzee does what he wants. I don't, you know. I'm just saying in my opinion, like I would just love to see him. Do you know what I mean? I would just love to see him. Do you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like he's like a sleeping giant. Do you know what I mean? That's how I would like best describe him, because we all know what he's capable of, and I think like, you know, at any given time he could just do what he's best at. Do you know what I mean? And just, I don't know, man.
But at the same time, I look at it like this. At the same time, if you don't want to drop music, cool. I listen to the youngsters who are dropping fire all the time.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it's simple as that.
That is true, and Dizzee's obviously got plenty of like work that we can enjoy from the years gone by. But like, but still, man, like, I just don't see why not. Do you know what I mean? This is like, your career isn't like exactly on the up, is it? Like,
it'd be like I don't know if you watch wrestling or whatever, but it'd be like, you know, the Royal Rumble when you get a surprise entrance.
Oh yeah.
And it'd be like you know, a war dub, and then someone's like, oh, like I've got a surprise war dub, and then it would be Dizzee sending for Wiley. That'd be
That would break the scene. I'm not being funny. That'd be the biggest thing like that's ever happened in Grime. You know what
exactly.
I mean?
That would be the Grime moment, like, of all time.
That would get everyone out their seats. Do you know what I mean? Like, that would have the biggest like impact going. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but then,
that would gas out everyone, man.
I wonder, in a way, if he's left it too late. I don't know. Like,
I think that this is the thing, though. Like, that's just Wiley and Dizzee. That's their thing, innit? Like, you know what I mean? It's hard to explain, because we all know that they've got their drama, or it might even be, Wiley might not even have drama with Dizzee. It might just be on Dizzee's side now. But the thing is, it's still like, it's the same as P Money and Dot. They've got their thing. Wiley and Dizzee got their thing in it. So, you know, I just let it ride out, innit?
Yeah, man, that's it though. But that's the thing. I just saw Dizzee Rascal, and he did this tune, this feature, and I was like, come on, man. Do you know what I mean? Like that. I did want to just talk about
Yeah,
that. Let that out. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, a couple more things then that I wanted to mention. So Wiley and Stormzy this week both did interviews, and they both spoke about their clash. Uh, Obviously, Stormzy was on some like American show, and Wiley was on some boxing channel. So, so they're right just by those two like things. You know where they're both at. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, well, I mean, yeah, they're both saying some really interesting stuff. I mean, what were your takeaways, sort of things from both those interviews?
I didn't watch all of Stormzy's. I listened to a bit of Wiley's.
Yeah.
There's no beef there in it. Let's be honest. There's no beef. It was just lyrics for lyrics, really. I think it's done now. It was a funny, entertaining back and forth while it lasted, but I think that's it now. There's no real beef. There's no animosity. You know what I mean?
No,
So,
yeah, clearly they both got a lot of respect for each other.
yeah, of course. You know,
but
they
still-
both said some things that they might not have meant, but
yeah.
you know,
I think maybe if they could turn the clocks back, they might have took back a couple of things. But I don't know. They obviously do have like a deep like respect for each other.
yeah, definitely. I mean, before they even warred, Stormzy was saying that Wiley was calling him the best, you know what I mean, and all that. And I think obviously dropping Wiley flow, Stormzy obviously has got a lot of respect for Wiley as well. But it is what it is, isn't it? It just happens. It's done now. I think they'll both move on from it. And yeah, man, there's no animosity there. You can tell there's no animosity there.
Yeah, that's true. And it was interesting to hear Stormzy's a well-spoken guy. Do you know what I'm saying?
He is. I mean, and people are saying about the stammer, but what, man? That's minor. Like, come on.
Bruv, what stammer?
Exactly. You're going to insult a guy for having a stammer. That's just childish, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a joke. I don't even notice that sort of thing, innit? Like, but
no, it's just him, innit?
Yeah, man. But that's it. Like Stormzy, he's well-spoken, man. He addressed a few things. One thing I really was interested in what he was saying about was like how Grime started, and he didn't want to. He didn't really want to go on record and say anything because it's like. It's like you said, man. There's like you could ask 10 different Grime heads, yeah, who were there, and they'll all tell you a different story about how Grime started. I really like that what he was saying about it. It's really interesting, and obviously as he relatively speaking, as a younger as well. What is he like? Not even 25, I don't think. So.
Yeah, exactly. Like everyone's gonna have a different opinion on that, innit? So I think he just thought he ain't getting caught up and having no SJW start insulting him and that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, I get what you're saying. And then finally, one thing I did want to mention, and I've left it to the end of the episode so that like the first thing you do when you've stopped listening to this and retweeted it and shared it and everything, the next thing you do, is please go and check out the Free Titch campaign, Justice for Titch. Like that's a really important thing, man. Like obviously anyone who knows about Grime knows about Crazy Titch and the impact he had on the scene in the early days, and obviously the person or the people behind this campaign, they know all about the ins and outs of this trial, and everything you read is just dodgy from start to the finish, isn't it? And I think obviously everyone knows it's an injustice, but like the levels we're talking is crazy, man. And I think everyone, please, I'm going to put it like a link in the description and everything. Like I've already shared it on Twitter and everything, but we'll do it again. Please go check out the Free Titch campaign, Justice for Titch, man.
Yes, sign the petition as well because, like we all know what happened, but we weren't there, so we don't know the actual details of what happened. But when you read everything that the Justice for Titch people have laid out, the inconsistencies and all that, and it looks like it seems like a fit up to me personally, because obviously I weren't there, I don't know nothing about it, you know what I mean, and any of that. But when you read the inconsistencies, it's just like, whoa, man, it smacks you in the face. And obviously everyone knows Crazy Titch is my favorite MC of all time, and for me I feel like people should read it, make their own opinions. If they think that it's a miscarriage of justice, because I personally think it is, but obviously everyone's going to have their own opinion, so I suggest you read it, form your own opinion, and if you feel that it's a miscarriage of justice, then sign the petition.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I mean?
agree, man. I don't think how you can not think that, bro. Like when you actually consider as well, he's only like halfway through his sentence, bro. Do you know what I mean? As well, like that's a joke, isn't it? Like
It just smacks you in your face. I've been through the same situation, not me myself, but a family member of mine has been through the same situation, and not with a murder case, but a case.
Yeah.
And the way that the media portray these people and make it seem like they're a lot worse than what they actually are, and then when you see the evidence and all that, and you read it, and you could see the miscarriage of justice, you could see it for yourself. You know what I mean? You could, if you're educated, you can form your own opinion. Like I don't mean no disrespect for people there, yeah, but you can make your own mind up, especially if you're educated enough and you know your rights from your wrongs and that. And it's like, well, obviously this couldn't have happened if this was happening. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man. So obvious as well.
Yeah, man. And everyone needs to get behind this. So don't, like the biggest names in grime, they should be getting behind this campaign. I'm not being funny, but like, you know, I'm not going to say names, but like, I think there's a lot of people that, you know, this should be getting shared, you know, all over the UK. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. Because like in terms of grime, it's a high profile case, isn't it? You know, it's a high profile artist.
And obviously this happened at a time when grime was like first, like, you know, establishing itself, and it was still getting banned from radio and raves and shit. Do you know what I'm saying? So, you know, and this is all part of that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Me personally, I could never say if a person's innocent or not. Yeah,
obviously we weren't there or anything.
Yeah, exactly. Unless I actually read the full details of, well, I don't trust the media, I don't trust the papers, I don't believe anything they write. Yeah, I'm going to say that now. And they just, the way they was portraying Dizzee was wrong from the start. They was making him out to sound like he was some sort of John Gotti or something, you know what I mean? And it's like, whoa, man. And then when you read everything that, like I said, Justice for Titch, the people behind it, actually, the way they lay it out, it makes so much sense, you know what I mean, what they're saying. And it's just, personally for me, I just thought, you know, I've got to sign this petition because it's wrong. It's wrong. It stinks.
Yeah, man. I couldn't agree more. So, like, and like, yeah, obviously we're not saying he's innocent. I don't think anyone's saying that, to be fair. But
no, definitely not.
Life, 30 years, 25 plus, whatever he's doing, that's not, come on. Do you know what I'm saying? Even Get said it in Legends Don't Die. He referenced it. He was like, you know, if you got away with the same thing my brother got life for, then lucky you. Like, that was the bar. And it's like, yeah, it's true, man. Like, how many people do life for what, you know,
innocent,
for what Titch was convicted of doing? Do you know what I mean?
And that's the thing as well, like 30 years, man, for something that, like you said, we're not saying he's innocent, but for something that he may not have done, you know what I mean? That's a killer, man. Come on.
Yeah, man, it's a joke. But yeah, please, everyone, go check out all that new music. Go check out that campaign, especially. And yeah, man, please, thanks for everyone that's, you know, following, subscribing, sharing. You know, we appreciate all your support.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, continue to do so. Yeah, share this with a fellow grime head in it. And yeah, man, we'll be back next week. We'll find out who Yizzy sent for.
What, money's on Jammer, yeah?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Jammer. I'm gonna guess Jammer, but we'll see, man.
Way. I got the opposite way. I'm gonna say Funky D, just to be difficult.
Yeah, man, we'll find out in it. But yeah, everyone, please go check out all the new music, all the new raw dubs, and most importantly, check out the Justice for Titch campaign. Yeah, we'll be back next week, innit?
Yeah, big up everyone.